All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Jordy Wastes More Money on Stuff He Does Not Need. But I thought I'd get this stuff on Amazon, in my Amazon store, from all you guys buying your stuff. It lets me be able to buy stuff like this to show you guys it. I'm always searching for new products, new things to do when it comes to wood carving and basically woodwork. So I thought I'd get this torch paste. So what this paste does is you put it on the wood with a paintbrush. I'm not an expert. I kind of watched a quick video. You put it, it's paste. You put it on the wood with a paintbrush. You get a squeegee. You squeegee it off. You put the rest of it back in the thing here. This stuff's supposed to go a long way. And then you get a heat gun like this. Turn the heat gun on, and you heat it up, and it burns the wood. So of course Jordy has to go get a bunch of tree templates. I ordered these on Amazon. They're fairly cheap. So you got a tree line there. I got this Tree of Life. I went to my chainsaw carving tent. This is Western Red Cedar, first growth. I sanded it to 150 grit. Now this other board here, the bigger one, is, well, I think it's that birch wood. It's good both sides. So what did I do? I sanded it to 150 grit. I burned the outside. You can see it's like plywood, right? So I did that. And then I went to the dollar store because I had to get something, some more brushes, and I found this. You can get this at the dollar store. What did that cost me? $2. So you can put the tree line, or you can put whatever you want to do on it. You can get this stuff and you can paint on whatever you want to do. I'm not too sure if these templates are going to work because you have to brush the stuff on, and then you have to squeegee it off. With this is just a ruler I cut, and I didn't have a squeegee, so I just cut a ruler up, and that's good enough for a squeegee. It's kind of like rubbery. This wood here, this birch wood, you have to be super careful when you cut it because it's like plywood, and you see here it kind of gets chippy if you don't use a real fine blade. So I think before I do anything further on these ones, on these bigger ones, I got this piece of cedar here. I'm just going to, who knows, I'm just going to brush on a smiley face. I haven't even opened this yet. I'm going to brush on a smiley face, but I can't squeegee it off because then you'll smudge it. So I'm going to put a little tiny bit of this on my brush, put a smudgy, like a little smiley face or something on here, and heat it up with the heat gun, see how it looks. Like I said, I've sanded this to 150 grit. Alright, so you can see here I don't know if you can see, but I got a tree drew on there very lightly with a pencil. I didn't want to mark the wood. Like I said, I don't know how good this stuff works. I've watched one video. I think this stuff might be good for when you do a wood spirit or something and you want to burn deep inside there, but your torch doesn't get deep in the crack because it's too deep in there. You might be able to use this stuff, put this stuff in there and let it burn. Burn it. And that's how you could get your... anyways, we'll talk about that later. So what I'm going to do is just kind of... this is a silly tree. This is just for reference. But I can't wipe this off. That's the thing. You can't, when you draw it on. They do make pens for this stuff too. So I'm just making sure that I can see that it's going on the wood. Like I said, it's just a quick little simple Christmas tree type thing. And you're supposed to give it, I think, 2 to 3 minutes to dry. And you got to remember when you're using this stuff, you're burning the wood. So I got to open the window and close the door in here because I don't want my fire alarms to go off. I seen some lady made a video and her fire, she's talking about her fire alarms going off. So we'll just do this. This is just the outline of a tree. Got some ground here. Let's try and, I don't know how, feathering it out, I don't know how that's going to work. So I can see it's already starting to dry up a bit. So let's kind of feather off these. Put some stuff in here. Like the ladies that have made the videos of this said the stuff goes super far ways too. So we'll just kind of, I don't know if I'm ruining it or whatever. But so there, it's all on there. So let me have some coffee. We'll let it dry up a bit more, and then we'll pull out the heat gun and see how it works. Alright, so I think it's pretty well dry. There's a couple little spots that are a bit clumpy, but let's turn this heat gun on and see what happens. They say the more that you put the heat on it, the darker it will go. There you go. There you go. It's starting to get dark. Look at that. Well, would you look at that? You don't want to go too close to the wood because you don't want to burn outside here. I can't even smell anything burning. Well, would you look at that? I'll be damned. Now, I don't know if it really burns the wood or if it's just that stuff going black on the wood. But actually, no, it looks like it really... Yeah, look, watch this. Ow, that's hot. Not a bad tree if I say so myself. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Okay, so I don't have any spray finish, so I got this Mod Podge here. So I just poured it on quickly, and we'll hit it up and see what happens. It's not smudging, that's for sure. So I'll get this done, and then we'll look at this piece later on. Hi, Liz. Okay, so this template of these trees, I'm pretty sure the templates that you print off on what are those things? The possibilities are endless, the stuff that you could do with this. I do have like 3 different wood burning pens. I got the best one on the market. So, what's it like? You get that machine that cuts this stuff out. So I think this stuff's pretty thin. I think the best stuff you get is probably the stuff that will stick onto the wood itself. Then you peel it off when it's all done. But I don't have that, so this is just a plastic one that I ordered off Amazon. So all I'm going to do is just kind of do this, I guess. Make sure you get everywhere. Now the thing is, I don't know how crisp my lines are going to be because this isn't glued right onto the piece. So you guys see what I'm doing. They say to get your smudger, and I don't know about the smudger because these pieces here are so small. But yeah, that's what they say to do. But I'm putting it on pretty thin as it is, so. And this will just be a gift to a friend. I think this will actually make great gifts. So how about I get this all on here? You guys see what I'm doing. Make sure you get everywhere. Get it all on. Let it dry. And then we'll burn it and see how this looks. I got two bigger ones to do too. The tree of life, and another special surprise one. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I got it all on there. The smudger didn't work very good because, well, I just put it on really thin. Remember to put your cap back on. I think the best stuff to do would be the stuff, like I said earlier, that just sticks right onto the piece and you peel it up after, because then you could really smudge the extra stuff that you got on there off and put it back in the container. So let's do this. All right, look at that. So we'll just let it dry and stand by. Okay, so I got the big tree of life one laid out, so it's upside down. The roots would be right here. But so with this stuff, I tried to do another one. I'll show you guys it later. And I tried to glump the stuff on here and do the squeegee with this plastic stuff. On one spot, it kind of bled through. So for myself, I speak for myself, it's just easier for me to just put it on with the brush. You know, make sure it's all flat when you're putting it on, because you don't want the stuff to bleed through. I forget how much this jar was, but it's pretty reasonable. And like I said, you can get the stuff in the pens. But I'm 100% positive you would save yourself money on this stuff if you had the stuff that's stuck to the wood, then you peel it off later, because then it's stuck there and the stuff can't bleed under. Then you can really squeegee it and save some stuff and put it back in the jar. So how about I get this all on just like I'm doing now, and then we'll peel it up and then we'll start doing some burning. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I got everywhere with the paintbrush. I will say that I did do another one, and warm water washes this stuff off the plastic, no problem. So let's peel this up. And there you go. So I'm going to put it aside and let it dry. Then we'll burn this too after. Okay, so here's the first tree one that I did. And I went and drew on a moon, and I put some little dots on there to be like stars, so it's kind of like a night theme. I was going to put like a seagulls there, but whatever. So let's get this heat up. This is still, the moon is still wet, but this stuff's been drying for like 10 minutes. So there you go. See those, the stars, I just used a paintbrush. You know, it would have been better if I used a toothpick or something, but don't care. And so you can fade it off too. So see, watch this. You know, you don't heat it up as much. I think so far right now, I think it's pretty neat stuff. I sure do. And you know, Liz, if you're watching this could really help your wood spinners. Because you do the wood burning with the wood spinners. But how about I get this all done? So let's try this wet moon here. It's kind of bubbling. So 100% it's better to let the stuff dry. It's okay. But it's better to let it dry like they recommend. So I'll get this all done, and then we'll do the tree of life. I think it's pretty neat. You know, you can kind of do it this way, then fade out down there. So the big, I think this is a wood carving channel, I think the big test is, see how that's faded there? But I think the big test is, will it work deep inside a wood carving, say like inside the beard, down underneath the beard by the lip. And I do have a wood spirit here, and I did put some in there a while ago. So we'll do that live too. I'll just get this done. Okay, I'm going to start doing this tree of life. I'm going to try and fade it out so the trunk is darker The roots go a little bit lighter, darker and lighter in spaces. I'm going to try that out here. So, and this is on that different board. This is that birch board or whatever it's called, the plywood stuff. So look at that. You can see how it's fading out. I think you can have a lot of fun with this stuff, actually. And I think this tube was like 20 bucks. It's down. I'm going to leave the list down below for this in my comments. It's in my Amazon store. There's a cheaper make of this stuff too, but I haven't used it, so this is my first time using this stuff. You know, I'm going to stop right now for a second. You can see where you put it on thicker, it kind of bubbles a little bit. Not bubbles, but it's a little bit bumpy. So you have to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fade it. I might have to just burn it all so it's just a nice black texture. But you see how you can fade it, like that right there. I think this might have been a bleed out too right here. I'm not sure. I don't care. See that fading? I think it's neat. Okay, I'm going to finish this and then we'll do the wood spirit. Okay, so let's try it on the wood spirit now. I know you could paint in here black. You could... the thing is, when you got these wood carvings and you carve really deep in there and you get your torch, pretend my fingertips, your torch head, you know, sometimes you got to cut in there and it won't burn inside of that cut and you'll have like a clear, like a normal wood color line inside there. So I got the paintbrush, put it in there, put it back here, down in here, like your torch would have a problem getting inside there too without burning away this detail. So you don't want to burn your carving as well. So I think you'd probably want to really take your time using this in here. You can see it's already burning the wood on around the eyes. That's okay. This is also a good way to give your wood carving some textures without doing the wood burning, is with the heat gun. And this piece of wood is Douglas fir. Down this lip here. See how it's burning the mustache? So I'm going to stop now while I'm ahead. This wood is, I don't know why, like you can see where I painted it on inside there. Maybe you just have to hold it back and let it really heat up. No, that's not working for me. So kibosh the wood spirit theory. I might as well keep on burning this and then sand it later, but I'll get that done off video. Okay, so you can see where it's really dark there, where my finger is pointing. You know, and under the beard here, I think you're better off just using paint and then sanding it out after it. I would really suggest using it for your depths for wood carving. But that's not saying I don't like it, but I just think kind of, you can see there where it's still yellow. I didn't heat it up enough. I wasn't able to heat it enough because the heat couldn't get really down deep inside there. And then you start melting away your mustache, right? So I suggest using paint for your deeper spots, maybe some watered down black paint. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. Okay, so far I'm not gonna lie, I like this stuff. I think it's fun to use. You know, if you can't afford a torch, you know, they got no sort of wood burning pan and don't want to do all that, this saves a lot of time. I've done like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. There's still lots left in here, and they're pretty big pieces. It's fun to use. It's just a fun thing to use. But the only thing with this is, and I'm not saying it's made in the USA. Here you say, proudly made in the USA. So that's good. You're supporting a American company. The only thing with this stuff is, I'm not what's the word called? Let me think about it. Sold. I'm not sold that it really actually burns the wood. When you get your heat gun, I'm kind of thinking that it just burns this and it sticks to the wood. Because here is this silly tree that I started off with, and I Mod Podged it. Well, I forgot that I Mod Podged it. This is just twine that I got from the dollar store here. I think it's called twine, whatever it is, to hang it up, right? So, boom, there. I had this whole thing Mod Podged, and I let the Mod Podge dry, and I forgot that I Mod Podged, and I said, screw it, I'm going to paint on a little moon here. Then I painted this moon on, and I burnt it, and it still went black over top the Mod Podge. So, it doesn't, you know what, if it doesn't really burn the wood, I really don't care. But you gotta kind of, I seen somebody on YouTube, I didn't watch the video, but I think he made his own homemade, I think he said baking soda or something. He made his own homemade remedy of this stuff, I think. I'm not too sure. Just YouTube torch paste and something will come up. But I don't have a problem supporting American company, that's for sure. So I put it on so thin here, you can't even see it on here. You see where it's a little bit yellow there? Now I'm going to see if it actually really burns the wood. I'm thinking it doesn't. But if it doesn't burn the wood, it does not bother me one bit, because I'll show you guys the things that I've done with this after. So let me get the heat gun out here and heat this up. This is that plywood birch, I think it is. They say the longer that you hold the torch on it, the more it will burn, the darker it will go. So now, that's where I put the stuff, okay? Now I'm going to burn where there is no stuff. Where you're actually really burning the wood. You don't want to burn it too deep on this plywood or you'll melt the glue and the thing will warp, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm not trying to prove this company wrong here. Like I said, if I need to buy some more of this stuff, I will in the future. I like it. It's fun. So there's the stuff, the torch paste, and there's the real burn. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my little flap sander on my Dremel. I'm going to sand this, and then I'm going to sand this. And I've done so much wood burning, I know what it does. But also, this is also plywood, so it's like a veneer on here. This is like a veneer. So let me just close the window, turn up my fan. Okay, well that already says that it doesn't burn the wood. Here's the wood. I think that just solved my answer. Wood grain? Nothing. Okay, so there's the real burn of the wood. You can see the grain, and there's the burn of this stuff. It comes off just like paint, actually easier than paint. But I'm not knocking it because it doesn't actually really burn the wood. I'm not knocking it. I like it, and I'm not trying to sell it to anybody. All you subscribers that follow me know that I'm not a bullshitter, and I tell it as it is. So here is the Tree of Life. So you see how you can fade it out? This, some of you might be saying, oh yeah, you can put your template down, you can get an air gun, and you can spray it, or you can paint it. It's not what it's about. It's experimenting and trying new things, right? I know even if I can't, not everybody can afford a little air gun or whatever they're friggin' called. I just got one, but not everybody can afford them. And not everybody knows how to fade out paint like this. See how it's faded in there and all the leaves is faded. It's fun to use, and I think it's somewhat quality. Here's this other one that I did, just a little simple wall hanger. Here's the one I did with the stars. The stars and the moon look kind of cheapy, but this will make a great gift. Put a clear coat on it. Here's another one I did with no stars, with one of those different patterns that I got. And those patterns are super cheap on friggin' Amazon too. Where are all those things I got here? Hold on a second. All these things. Yeah, you got like 10 in a set, and I think it was like $10 or something for the trees. This is popular stuff right now. I'd also like to say with this torch paste, it washes off the stuff so easy. You just put some warm water in it, put it in the sink. It comes off your paintbrushes so easy. And these are on Amazon too. I'm not going to put these in. Just Google templates, and you'll Amazon templates, and you can get what you want to get. I ordered some with little wolves and stuff howling at the moon, but I don't know where I put them. I got them here. They're a lot smaller, but I'm going to use this stuff at my chainsaw carving tent. I'm going to airbrush this and get some of this on that big that big white filing cabinet that I started painting. I also got this one too. Who doesn't like the Day of the Dead from Mexico? So this was cheap. I think it was like $4, and I have to spend my Amazon money because I get gift cards when you guys buy stuff from Amazon. So I usually try and buy stuff that I can show on the channel. Like this, that, this, and this. Just more stuff. Day of the Dead. So I might give one of these to my sister or something. I don't know. She's pretty cheap when it comes to paying me for my art. But family's family. So those two turned out pretty good. That one turned out pretty good. This one with the stars is kind of silly. It's just about having a good time. This stuff lets you have a good time. I'll say this for sure. The thinner that you put it on, the better it's going to turn out. You're not going to get any bubbles in it. It's going to be smoother. Spray this with a clear coat. These would look awesome when you're doing, like, going to a craft sale and you're trying to sell stuff, right? You pay $5 for this. You could use it 100 times. You'll probably make, I don't know, 30 of this out of this. Just get the boards. I spent a little time prepping it, and it's better if you prep the boards, sand it better. I don't know. I think you crafters out there and carvers and stuff can, like I said, I'm not trying to sell it to you. It is in my description below. I put it this way. If you bought this from my Amazon store, I think I would probably make 15 cents. All right. So I got better stuff to do with my time than try and make a 15-cent sale. I like it. Look what it did. Carve Fusion. Over and out.